Irene Primary School started as a result of the Anglo-Boer War. There was a concentration camp here in Irene, and the children in the concentration camp needed to have a schooling. And the school has been operating here since 1901. Originally, Irene Primary School was a community school where all the children in the area basically came to the school. However, since 1994, things have changed a lot, where we now take children from a far wider area. When people arrive at the school, they go to the front office where they collect an application form from the secretary. On that form is a whole lot of information in terms of what we need from the parents, birth certificates, ID numbers, etc., etc. Once the form is completed, it comes back to me. I check it to see that all the details are correct, and then looking at where the person's residential addresses or where their work addresses, I then allocate it to the A or the B list. We operate according to departmental rules, and the department says that you need to have an A list. The A list is those people who live and work in the area. The B list is those people who live or work outside the area, and then you also have another list of school of choice. So we, as far as possible, just take people that live or work in our area.
We know that it's a school that provides good education.
We are happy with the school. We already have a daughter here.
We stay around here, so it's more convenient for our child to be around here.
Well, first, it's within our district, it's the easiest, in terms of access, but also it's the fact that they're teaching English.
How I'm seeing my daughter, she's doing well and she's confident about what she's doing because of the good education that she's getting here.
Also, it's a good school, great history.
Once all the people on the A list have been accommodated and we still have place left in the school, we then go on to the B list. As each person comes in and they get the application form, they're given an application number, and we work strictly according to that numerical number. There are a number of children in the school that were originally on the B list that are in the school. What happens during the course of the year, you will find that people move from one area to another. The problem with Irene Primary School, it was built in the early years, 1901, and we've had a couple of extensions over the years, but in the early years, classrooms were not built to accommodate 40 to 1 as the government would like it. So we have a problem in the physical size of the classes that not all the classes can accommodate 40 children. However, when we reach a situation where we become full, we then call departmental officials into the school, take them around the school, show them the classroom, show them the situation that we find ourselves in, and then in most cases they agree with us, and then they determine then the number at which we can then cut off their applications. The admissions policy of a school is governed by the GDE. We cannot open our books for admissions until we actually get a notification from the department. Sometime about a month or two after the applications have opened, the department normally calls a meeting with all the various schools, the principals, the admissions officers, and they're asked to look at our books and to see where we are in terms of our admissions. We have to operate according to the law, and we cannot allow one person in just because they know someone in the department. We also have an obligation to the parents to do the process correctly. Once we've been notified by the department that we can now start telling the parents they have been accepted, we actually have to do physical phone calls. The secretaries in the front office take the application book where the telephone numbers are recorded and then actually phone each and every parent. Parents are concerned about their children's education, and often when we say we cannot accept, it leads to a lot of tension amongst the parent and the school, often resulting in parents phoning the district office phoning the school to find out what is going on.
Unfortunately, ma'am, your child hasn't been accepted for 2014. You were number 94 on the waiting list, and unfortunately we've only been able to take 60 children.
The whole admissions process can be quite stressful for all those involved in it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Once the parents have been notified and they accept a position at the school, they come into the school and they then pay an initial deposit, which we then use to purchase stationery and stuff for the following year. Towards the end of the year, we have a grade 1 open day where all the new parents of grade 1 learners are invited to a morning where we take them through what is expected of them as parents the following year. Everyone knows that in the education we have a triangle where the teacher, parent and children form a triangle. So that bond is very necessary, whereby the parents actually become involved in their children's education.
The teacher doesn't get to every single kid every day with reading, so me just coming once a week for an hour and a half and sitting with them really helps her, and I make little notes for her to say which kids are improving, which I think need a little bit extra help, and that helps her in class, because then she can spend her time helping those kids that really need a little bit of extra attention. The kids enjoy it. We as parents should enjoy it as well.
Okay. Can you read this one as well?
So we try to encourage parents through newsletters, parents' evenings, to get involved with their children, not only on the academic level but also on a sporting level. We have various sporting codes here at the school where we ask the parents to come in and help us in terms of coaching, giving us the expertise and so on. We have a lot of parent involvement in the mini cricket, mini soccer.
You know, we try and give as much help as we can because the school needs help. I think all schools need help. So we organise all the fixtures for the kids, where they play at various Saturdays. We organise the kit for the guys.
I was able to bring in Volvo cars as a corporate sponsor. We've seen an increase in the number of kids playing. They wear their jerseys with pride. They want to win.
Initially we outsourced the tuck shop. However, we found that the people that were running the tuck shops didn't always comply with our standards that we had, and also the type of food that they were selling was not always conducive to what we needed at the school. So about 2 years ago, the governing body took a decision that we would not outsource it anymore, that we'd actually run it ourselves. We all know that sugar puts a kid on a high, okay? So we try and limit what is sold before school, during school, and then after school. We try and stay away from fizzy cold drinks and all that type of thing, because that hypes the children up during the day. So we have toasted sandwiches, we have pies, in season we have fruit, but we try to limit the selling of sweets until basically second break and after school, so that the children are not hyperactive when they get into the classroom. We also have a system whereby people can place pre-orders, and that gets delivered to the classroom during the day, so that those children whose parents cannot make them lunch then receive lunch. Over the years, the school has been involved with various outside service providers. We've had people coming in to do ballet, dancing, hip-hop, karate. And so we try to form a relationship with these people whereby our learners are then exposed to various types of activities, where they fare quite well when it comes to things like hip-hop dancing, modern dancing. We've had children here that have gone to the World Championships and come back as world champions in their various dancing categories.
Okay,
All three of my kids dance, and they've qualified for internationals last year for Germany and the previous year for Austria. It's the most successful dance studio in the country. Our kids get a lot of exposure in terms of international choreography, dancing overseas, and also as recently as last week, we had one of our junior groups performing on Yo TV. A lot of the kids in the studio are development kids, so they would never have had the opportunity to go to overseas to dance to start off with. So those kids are dancing at the studio, and Eunice is not charging any fees for it.
Our parents are very involved, getting sponsorships to take things overseas, and sometimes contributing towards for money towards people that cannot afford to go overseas.
It keeps the kids off the streets. It's talented kids. We've got kids that have already won 5 world titles, groups that have won 3 world titles, and they would never have been exposed to traveling to another country, the cultures, the dance styles. It's enriched their lives so much.
Having hip hop at the school is like, yeah, it's fun.
We're actually going to Denmark this year
Yeah, and to Science City.
We dance, we have fun. No, I would not have danced if they did not have hip hop at the school. It means the world to me.
Many years ago, the parents of the school decided that they needed a place of worship for themselves, and so they put money together and they built a chapel on the school premises. Now, that is available for hire for various church denominations should they want to use it. We've had funerals, we've had baptisms, we've had marriages. A lot of fundraising is also done by the Parent Teachers Association. What happens is the governing body will identify certain projects that they feel need to be fundraised for. We will take that to the PTA and say, listen, for this year, we would like to build, for example, a grandstand. We're looking at 100,000 Rand plus for this project. And then you ask the PTA to do the fundraising via various things like fun days, fun runs, carnivals, etc. We also have internal fundraising days whereby 2 or 3 times a term we might have a Civies Day on a Friday where the children pay a donation of 2 Rand or 5 Rand, whatever it is, come to school dressed up in civies. We then identify charities in and around Pretoria. For example, we've got Feed a Family that we support out near Hammanskraal. We send the money out there and buy food packs for them. We're also involved in a Live-in-Oats Bos. So yes, fundraising is a very important part of the school, and I must say that the parents and the children are fantastic when it comes to that type of support. We constantly appeal to the parents to mark the children's clothing. However, for some reason the parents don't always want to cooperate with us, and we've actually had to go so far as to buy a Wendy house in which to put all this lost property, and whatever lost property is collected during the course of the day gets taken to this Wendy house that we've got. Once a term we take all the things out of the lost property, lay them out on one of the corridors, and then get the children to come past class by class and try and identify their clothing. Whatever clothing is not claimed at the end of the year, we once again take that and give it to various charities in and around Pretoria.
Morning, madam. Thanks very much for the sandwiches.
We have parents who, out of their own, have come forward and said that they would like to help the community in some way or other.
Every morning, just make sandwiches, bring them to school, drop them off here with Prince. I'm in touch with a lot of teachers, and the need out there is children come to school hungry. There's some children that stay late after school. In winter time, it's freezing, especially Irene area.
I think whoever gets involved in a governing body needs to be passionate about making a difference in the lives of children. I don't think people must get involved in a governing body to promote their own child's interest, but they need to promote the interests of the whole school. And I must say, over the years that I've been involved in the school and having worked with various governing bodies, that has been the case where the parents are passionate about the well-being of the school. They give hours and hours of their free time to the school without being expected to pay for it. This is a non-paying job, and I really appreciate the commitment that the parents of Irene have shown to the school in the past and in the present, and we hope that will be so in the future as well.